the spaces in between.
I stood there, staring, and I saw nothing. When I stand in front of a canvas, brush in hand, there's always that pause, that moment before the first mark is made. It's exciting. There are endless possibilities. It's also terrifying. Not like this. Starting can often feel like the hardest part because I'm afraid I'll ruin it, or it'll be something I won't like, or it won't sell. These are all thoughts that cascade through my mind as an artist when I'm about to create. Life feels like that too sometimes, like a series of blank canvases. Uncertainties and fears about what the next step is, feeling lost or uninspired. And unlike that tidy roadmap I've imagined for myself, there's no clear set of directions. Joseph Campbell's words resonate with me. If you could see your path laid out in front of you, step by step, you know it's not your path. Your own path you make with every step you take. That's how you know it's your path. And yet, there have been times I wish I was following a path laid out in front of me. Times that I felt like I should have arrived somewhere by now, within the milestones in life that our culture tells us to strive for. Weddings, baby showers, homeownership. But instead, I found myself standing in this strange middle ground, just staring at another blank canvas, unsure of what the next brushstroke should be. So I decided to do what I've done in the past when I felt lost. I turned to art. I love to paint big. It feels freeing, like there's more possibility. I had a 3x3 foot canvas on hand, so I decided to start with that. I didn't know what I wanted to paint, which happens often. And those familiar thoughts started creeping in. What if this turns into something that no one wants to buy? What's the point in painting it if it doesn't sell? The canvas was blank, and so were my ideas. Then I had a thought. Maybe I'll paint a bighorn sheep. I figured that imagery might lead to a sale, and in turn, bring value to this painting I was about to create. It might be hard to understand, but there is a thin veil between being an artist, feeling the need to create, to connect to myself, my life force, the reason I'm here in this life, and the need to make a living making art. It's an interesting dichotomy, ideas at odds sometimes. So I started painting, using all my usual techniques, but this painting just wasn't working. The colors didn't land, the anatomy of the animal fell off. I found myself really disliking it. It was a visceral feeling. I hated it so much, I turned it against the wall, unable to face it. During that time, and in the years following, there have been moments when I was having a hard time facing myself and actions I had taken. Moments when I let alcohol affect my life negatively. Decisions I had made that I wasn't proud of and felt shame over. I had this feeling of being ruined, lost, uncertain of where to go from here. All the while, that painting sat there, a silent reminder of failure, of something lost, of something uncertain. Then, during COVID, I pulled it back out. Not being able to go to an art store to buy a fresh canvas, a used one was my best option. And instead of trying to fix the bighorn sheep, I gave myself permission to cover it. Layer after layer, finger painting, spraying water to create drips, a riot of color. I painted over what was there until an owl began to emerge. An owl, wise and watching, a symbol of change and transformation. This has happened a few times in my creative process, when the shapes and forms of my abstract painting come alive with something more concrete, more linear. These paintings have often felt like they have more magic to them, more energy. This painting became a new favorite and now feels symbolic of me. It's proved to me that what feels ruined can transform. When I have the courage to sit with those uncomfortable feelings, mistakes I've made that I can't take back, I can make real positive change. And that's how life is too. We don't always know what we're building while we're in the middle of it. The mistakes, the false starts, the blank stretches where nothing makes sense, they're not wasted. They become underlayers. They give depth, richness, and texture to the whole picture. If my life were a painting, it looks nothing like I thought it would. It's not that tidy picture I once imagined. Instead, it's bold, layered, sometimes unpredictable, sometimes luminous. But it's mine, and that's the point. My path, my journey, my vibrantly inspired creative life. So now, when I stand in front of a blank canvas, in art or in life, I try to remember. It's not about knowing what the next step is or how things will look. It's about having the courage to begin again and again for the joy of it, for the energy and the life it gives me. It's about showing up, making the first mark, and trusting that each brushstroke will lead me somewhere. Maybe to a place I never could have planned, and maybe somewhere better than I could have ever imagined. Painting has taught me that all the unfinished parts of myself, all the layers beneath, all the colors, all the brushstrokes that have made my life the painting that it is, are the most human, the most alive, and the most worth sharing.